reach out to your friends, try to make amends. You got a good way to cleanse. Think of the means, not the ends. And get the fuck off your phone. Learn how to be alone. If you love, make it known. Either way, you're on your own. You don't have to whine and moan. Now it's time to change the tone. Find the time to get to know yourself. What's the best thing for your mental health? Don't put your emotions on the shelf. If you don't like it, here goes somewhere. Cause honey, you're a full-grown man, trying to help me understand. If we can't make a plan, find a soft place to land. And I don't wanna hold your hand, the line is drawn in the sand. Why do you lie when you don't wanna be around? Why do I try when all you do is get me down? You say that you're nice, I don't need advice. No matter how you slice it, you're a parasite.
Driving at night, you turned out all the lights. Leaning back in a chair, we stop and take a right to see to the trees. You get down on your knees, sirens flashing, I am crashing, and you take the keys. We're syncopated, intoxicated. Take on me, I'm hiding in the backseat. Vindicated, you'll never make it. Take on me, I'm hiding in the backseat. I bought a new car, we drove it up the lot. Bought the fuzzy dice, the price was right. We took it far on highways and air. The wind rushed through your hair. We were cruising the roads. You whispered your name into my ear. We're syncopated, intoxicated. Take on me, I'm hiding in the backseat. Vindicated, you'll never make it. Take on me, I'm hiding in the backseat. Oh, come on, the Toyota won't start. I look into your eyes, a boot pushes my face into the dirt. Oh, come on, the Toyota won't start. I look into your eyes, a boot pushes my face into the dirt. We're syncopated, intoxicated. Take on me, I'm hiding in the backseat. Vindicated, you'll never.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another edition of Live with Lava Sub. I'm Lava Sub, or Weston, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. We're doing the usual. It's Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday, baby. And so that we're doing some art. I have a little something prepared. I flopped around on a lot on what I was going to do today. I started doing a little digital painting the other night of some stuff that happened while recording our latest Iron Hearts campaign, and I am very excited for you all to see that. It was damn near unbelievable. Unfortunately, the party is reduced. A lot of the Iron Hearts are busy in school and things of that nature. A lot of the party, or not the actual character, you know what I mean. Busy with school, kids, life, things get in the way of a good D&D game. But it's still me. I'm switching characters over to Chris Wrangle, my Thirst Trap Santa Claus Kropotkin character that I love very dearly. And Matt is playing the good old Raggle Rock, how do I even explain? The cleric dragon, or no, not a cleric, he's a paladin, that used to be a dragonborn, but was given the option of any gift he wished from a goddess of the Feywilds, and decided he would become a gnome. So now, a previous Dragonborn, now gnome, with incredible power. Yeah, we had a very interesting session with just the two of us in the party. We might be getting the return of a couple of characters. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't want to tell you what happened because, like I said, it was unfucking believable. Just really wild session that at the end of it, we were all kind of just dumbstruck with how everything worked out. So yeah, I can't wait for you all to see that, which will be coming soon. I'll be letting you know, of course, when it comes out. Other than that, yeah, so I started this digital painting of me and Raggle, Chris and Raggle, in one of the final moments of the last session that just, like, it begs to be painted. It's one of those moments that's just like, oh, that needs to be, like, on a shirt or just exist, you know, in the world once it happened. There's a lot of those moments, frankly, during the last session, but this one just really, I mean, Zach explained what happened, and then Matt just, like, he spent, like, minutes elaborating on how this image would look, and it was just like, oh, okay, no, I see this very clearly. We're going to try and accomplish it. But it's still in the very early stages, and I didn't think I would benefit from having eyes on me while I was working on it at this early stage. I feel like I would be too self-conscious. It's been a weird month or so, man. It's been a weird last couple years, really. So yeah, I wasn't feeling confident in being able to tackle that on stream today. So I'm going to do something that I like doing a lot, and technically have already done. I'll explain. Let's switch over to the actual art, and I will I'll get into it more. All right. So now you see a bunch of squiggles on a piece of paper in a sketchbook. These squiggles are a technique that I use a lot. I'll just look away from the page. I can't remember, there's like a technical term for it, I don't remember it. But you kind of you look away from your paper, you just focus on the movement of your hand, try and just let the lines kind of define themselves, and then you go in around it. It's a tried and true technique for me. If I need to do something, need to make some art, but I don't know what to do, I don't have like a strong like inspiration for what the image is supposed to look like or be, I'll just do this, you know, and then I'll kind of define what I see in it after the squiggles are there. Based on the lines. And I've already, like I said, technically done this. I did it in marker and paper, pencil, a little bit of micron up in there as well. Honestly, it's kind of funny because I was doing this while I was, I think we had Ink Master on in the background, so you can see how much the line work and kind of the shadow around the figure kind of almost doesn't resemble tattooing techniques necessarily, but the aesthetic anyway. I kept hearing them talk about, like, especially if you're doing kind of like more subtle line work or no line work even, it's nice to have like something kind of acting as that border for the piece. Nice dark shadow or some kind of impression underneath it that gives it almost a dimensionality, makes it stick out from the skin, in this case the paper, the canvas, whatever that might be. This got pretty weird. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, but I know that from physical to digital, my techniques, just the strokes themselves of how I interpret a piece, everything kind of changes. So it's not a feeling of not feeling like I did a great job with this, because actually I'm really happy with this, but just more of a way of expressing it in a different way, or seeing something else there. I mean, I think when you look at it this way, it's hard not to see that face. Or a face, especially once I've shown you the completed version that I did in physical art. It's hard to kind of maybe imagine outside of that what it might look like. But I think every time you turn it, kind of changes your perspective on what it could be. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit. I might do a couple of different versions of what this could be. I might, I mean, frankly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just vibing. I just wanted to come up with something that would be fun to work on for stream. I wasn't feeling like, if I'm being honest, I wasn't, today was just like, kind of a weird one. I did watch a little bit of Picard, but I think that only added to my level of stress. That show is way more intense than I was expecting, especially after mostly Kat watched through, Kat just finished all of Next Gen. I watched a lot of it with them, but going from one to the other is a pretty drastic step. You know, I wasn't expecting such a modern, suspenseful action kind of archetype for that show. The previous iteration of which was so theatrical, so dramatic in how it told its stories, and how it was so, it's quiet. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Like, absolutely, there's a lot of score, there's a lot of sound design within Star Trek: The Next Generation, but there's also this calm to even the most tense of situations that I find we don't really have much of anymore. I think there's a similar kind of vibe in, I mean, it's similar, it's not in any way the same, but a similar kind of vibe with Steven Universe. You know, I think divorcing yourself from that element of suspense, of like high-paced, adrenaline-fueled action, I feel like there's a certain amount of how am I trying to say this? Ultimately, I think a lot of that stuff's great. I like action movies, I like suspense movies, I like both, and when you hybridize them. But I think that when you pull out of all of that tension, and you allow the tension not to be so physical, so chaotic and violent, and it develops an emotional kind of nature to it. A lot of the Star Trek episodes are absolutely defined by emotion, and it is complicated and in many ways very beautiful, the way that they tell stories in Next Gen. And Star Trek kind of just generally. The newer stuff I've found is a little bit more high octane, you know? Even we started watching Lower Decks, which I think is a really great show, but very similar in it has more of a focus on comedy than a lot of the other Star Trek that I've seen, but it also has a certain element of there's a lot of high stakes situations, and big consequences even for a lot of the characters that I wasn't necessarily expecting out of that show. Great show, both Picard and Lower Decks, but definitely, I guess, different than what I was expecting, and I guess what I'm used to from Star Trek generally. Also, interesting point out how Star Trek used to be this kind of place where, well, you could count on seeing faces you'd never seen before. A lot of young and, actors of all ages. A lot of actors that had spent a lot of time in theater or were just making their way into film and television, cinema, whatever. A lot of them got their start that way. Patrick Stewart is a great example of this. Patrick Stewart had done some film work beforehand, but mostly his work was in the theater before Star Trek. But when he got cast as Jean-Luc Picard, suddenly, very quickly, became a national name and one of the sexiest men on the planet, as defined by People magazine back in the day, which I absolutely agree with. Very sexy man. What a unique face. So yeah, but beyond that, like even deep into Next Generation, they were always putting on new talent that, in many cases went on to have long, fruitful careers in the film business. I think that's a really beautiful thing that was a big part of that show. There was so many adventures and big ensemble episodes that it required you to get to know new people and required them to cast a great many actors and employ a great many people who depended on that kind of work. I think there's some of that still happening now, but in many cases it's much less prevalent. You see big celebrities being cast even in like commercials, at this point. I think in many ways the streaming age has kind of eliminated a lot of the kind of, I hate to use the term because it sounds like I'm using it in a dirty way, but I certainly assure you I am not, but low budget productions that were still protected by the unions as for all of the cast and crew, and we're still looking all over for talent. A lot of the jobs that used to go to actors trying to make their way through the business have started going to genuine like name actors. Samuel L. Jackson is a great example that he's done tons of commercials because he's such a recognizable face. It's almost like a certain amount of trust between us and the industry, or the faces we're used to seeing in that industry, that I think advertisers have decided lends itself really well to the act of advertising to us. And I think in a lot of cases, to the detriment of a lot of people who are trying to make their way into the business. Especially a lot of the extra work that I've seen in my pursuits of acting. A lot of it down here in Los Angeles is not union, which you can see it in a lot of different perspectives. I'm not in the union. I would like to be, but there's simply no way at this point. It's an interesting way to run a union, frankly. But that's neither here nor there. My point being that a lot of these decently paying jobs that really used to be like an actor's bread and butter simply aren't necessarily there in the industry anymore. And that's too bad. It's one of the things that I really like about Trek, and it just shows from that period when cable was making crazy amounts of money and able to put all kinds of people on the screen. I think we've made great strides in other ways. There's so much more like inclusion and diversity and in casting, generally speaking, and I think that that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, from from like top billed talent to influencers with hundreds of thousands or millions of followers to nepotism hires, jobs for people just trying to break their way in are hard to find. They always have been, but I feel like in this era, we see so much media. There is so much being made all of the time. It's overwhelming. Trying to think of, I gotta catch all of these different films and television productions and miniseries and as well as like YouTube videos and all of the different streaming services with all of their unique products. It's interesting to see how few people are actually included in a lot of these things and how many hands travel from network to network, from project to project. How did I get here? I was talking about Trek, but yeah, Trek back in the day definitely was one of those places you could always count on finding people you've never seen before. I think that's a really cool thing. So yeah. Just kind of flipping through this to see what I see here.
Working on my mileage, checking my time, staying up way too late, oh yeah. I'm going so crazy, I start to feel fine. Microdosing, oh yeah. I've been staying inside all day, letting the hours pass away. Maybe I'll cry or scream instead. All this shit is going to my head, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh no, oh yeah. Oh, 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 oh.
See the people standing in a line, pails in hand, sucking at the sand to get to the water. But the land it
A lot of interesting options here.
billows up into the sky.
Let's save that for later. Let's grab a new layer. This is cool. Kind of see this strange looking shape here. Could be a face. Almost looks like a, oh my god, that Rocco's character, the turtle. God, that Filbert, thank you, Sam. Sam coming through as always. Yeah, Filbert, the turtle. Sorry if that reference is completely outdated. I know I'm old. You don't have to remind me. Thank you. So rude of you. Definitely not me and my own insecurity here, okay? How dare you even think that? Huh. I like that. That's interesting. Okay. Let's hide that one too. Flip it again. Oh, this is the first way. What if we did try and imagine something different here, though? I have a really hard time not seeing these as these big old cartoony eyes, and this is the nose, and this is a mouth. Here's an ear. Here's some curly hair. Kind of looks like an Animal Crossing villager, but, you know, all demented. And what about this way? I almost saw like this kind of, okay, let's try this out. Some kind of like a ghostly shape here. Huh. I don't hate that. Dang, okay. We've got 4 little sketches. So interesting. What did I have for this one? Oh, right, okay. Just another horrible man face. But this one has a bunch of eyes, which I thought was weird. Let's mess around with that for a minute. Yeah. I kind of see it differently now. I'm still seeing something there.
second, and I know you're trying. And doesn't love enlighten me? Spending your money on a lie. Please look in the mirror, girl. Please see the child.
What if this is a nose instead?
Try to protect you once, many years before. She left me, babe,
Why isn't it? There we go.
dead on the floor. Yeah, I see Daddy walking. Oh, Daddy so mean. You know that I'd kill him, girl, for selling your sex to these. Oh, Daddy, Daddy so mean. And I wanna make no scene, but you know that I'd kill him, girl.
I mean, that works.
Your sex to leave. People always got to try and tell you who you are. But you don't gotta love them, babe. No, be
God, was that? Yeah. Oh, like that one episode?
watch, I'ma watch you.
Huh?
Become a lady of the night.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I do remember this guy.
All of my mind, yeah. Not to break down, no, break Daddy's head.
Much cruder, but I can see what where you're coming from for sure.
Yeah, that cat will shoot
Ah!
dead.
Forgot what I was doing.
I would be better off just staying home in bed. Living with these broken hands.
Yeah, so that would have been, what was it? Stu and Dottie? Dee Dee. Stu and Dee Dee's, this would have been Dee Dee's, dad, that this looks like. We saw Grandpa, he was like a regular cast member, but that was Stu's dad. This would be, Dee Dee's dad. What's there to do from here? It's done. It's perfect. No, if I were to add like some color in, I think it'd be something like really pretty basic. Let's see.
trip that you take will alter from decisions that you make. One step will make a timeline that you can never break. And the apparitions that you see are all the ghosts of apathy. As they close your eyes and shut your mouth, now the trip is going south. I woke up in a nightmare, surrounded by the vacant stairs of 1,000 present demons, surrogates for my feelings. And when you feel it out, you'll find your path in doubt, illuminated by neon signs that will tell you what it's all about. What it's all about. We are mere animals, gnarly nature's machinery that turns ones and zeros into blood and marrow.
Oh my god.
We are mere creatures of habit and circumstance, thrown into the wilderness to see how long we last out there. And the effervescent sounds of the clouds as they roll in remind you of the certainty that the trip will never end. And the sounds of the clouds as they roll in remind you of the fact that the trip will never end.
What do you want? What do you need? Why did you come? Who do you see? It isn't me. It isn't me. I walk a road 'cause Valley deep. Or so I'm told. Shit ain't for free. It's not for me. It's not for me. But you didn't come here for nothing, or even to see how it could have been. No, you came here to change things, 'cause there's such a thrill in difference. Who do you want? Who do you need? What makes you come? What makes you bleed? Could it be me? Could it be me? The river goes into the sea, or so I'm told. Would you believe? It's not like me. It's not like me. But you didn't come here for nothing.
Nope.
Even just
That's good.
to make my head spin. No, you came
Let's
here
take a
for
look.
loving.
This one.
Doesn't make a difference.
I really like this one.
No, it doesn't make a difference to who you want. Do it for me. Do it for fun. Do it to please. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's not for me.
A little slower this time. interesting. Oops, forgot to switch back. That's okay. Doesn't feel quite right. Feels a little better.
Alleviates my deepest fears.
Hold on 1 second. Sam, can you hit the break screen real quick? Thanks, y'all. I've been having some technical difficulties. My charge cable's about to give out, and I do everything on my phone, so thank you for your patience. I'm not sure how much I want to lean in the asymmetry here. It's obviously going to be a very asymmetrical figure, but I'm not sure yet what's going where. I want it to be legible. Yeah. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Still early yet, but yeah. I know life's always crazy. Things happen hard to predict. But I hope whatever you're facing, you got it handled. I believe in you. go back to the original sketch. I am driving myself a little nuts here. Man, very similar. Okay. I like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Tonight we have a very special act for you. On guitar, Whisk Escobedo. On bass, we have that guy Casey. On drums tonight, it's Miles. And singing for us tonight is Troshawn Johnson. It's Moonsick.
Calling this bad Kermit.
Breeze, I see that it's just a man.
Might as well call it there. That's beautiful. Can't get much better than that right there. But as a formality, I guess we'll continue. But just look at this handsome devil. Kind of a little background for this one, huh? Oh, hold on one second. Okay. So, got a nice start here. Fortunately, my shit's kind of laggy right now. This should be going a little bit faster. That's okay. Hello. Being visited by the cat. Switch over. One of the best interruptions. Oh. Yeah. It's been quiet. It's been a quiet drawing stream. Sometimes they are. I hope you're enjoying the music provided by my good friends up north in the Bay Area, mostly Sonoma County. But yeah. Hopefully we'll have some more new tracks for you coming. No word yet, but we'll get you there soon. It's just been such a beautiful, quiet day. We've been kind of jamming out, making some art here. Hope your Tuesday has been mellow. Oh, big floop.
Biting my lip till it bleeds. Dead skin between my teeth. Can't fight this. Feeling thirsty. We talked last Thursday on the phone and I'm still alone.
In other news, recently our DM for the Iron Hearts, my good buddy Zach, texted me a few weeks ago, just like, hey, I've got a surprise coming for you. What's your address? Give him my address, and I'm like, so, what is this? What are you sending me? He was like, I told you it's a surprise, man. Don't you want to be, like, fucking surprised? I'm like, I don't know. Do I? You know, it'd been a minute since, like, something unexpected, you know, so I was like, yeah, just, you don't have to tell me, whatever you want to do, man. So, the other day, Kat goes down to the mailbox to grab the mail, or maybe a package they had delivered, I'm not entirely sure, but, they come back up. Oh, he wants my cable. Oh, no. Oh, the monster. No. Oh, look at the monster. Putting you on camera so everyone can see how grumpy you are. He's just a little guy, just being playful. But they come back up pretty quickly after. They're like, can you please help me up with some of the stuff that you got delivered to you? You usually don't get packages, so I was surprised when I saw your name on a bunch that are downstairs. It's like, a bunch? Go downstairs. There's like 3 boxes, and I see why they asked for my help soon after, because basically, oh, bye, Cat. So, basically they were, like, heavy. There was several pounds of magic cards, well, of boxes. I opened them up and discovered this is Almost Zach's entire magic card collection, as well as some Pokemon cards. Where did I put them? Where did I put those Pokies? Either way, crazy amount of cards that I've just been rummaging through over the last couple of days. A lot of stuff that is going to be useful, a lot of stuff that I'm going to be getting rid of, so if you are interested in some Pokies or some magic cards, I'd love to send them to you. Yeah, there's like the starting 3 from the first gen, all of those are in the collection. Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, as well as a couple other interesting ones like Togepi and Ho-Oh from Gold, which was like my Pokemon. That was like the one I played a lot. I played through Pokemon Gold probably like 3-4 times. Had almost a whole complete Pokédex. I think that caused a familiar rift, because at one point I'm pretty sure my brother weeded my whole collection, my file, and was just like, "What? You did it to me. It's my turn to do it to you now." And I was like, "Well, okay, I guess. I hate you forever." I didn't. Turns out, I tricked him. No. But yeah. So yeah, a lot of really interesting cards. The Charizard isn't like the like really crazy rare one, but it's like the one after that, which still is pretty good. I mean, for me, really exciting, especially because I don't know the difference between them. Not at first, anyway. I had to look into it because I was like, "Is this that Charizard?" But yeah, a lot of really fun non-basic lands I'd never seen before. I know that sounds weird if you're not into Magic, but that was really cool. Well as just like a way to fill out a bunch of parts of like decks that I didn't have 100% everything for. I'm gonna have like one of the craziest mill decks I've ever played very soon. I'm very excited about that. So that'll be should I do some Magic Gathering streams? I don't have a lot of people to play with in real life, but God, it would be fun. I play a game against you. We could, any of the viewers watching right now, you could hit me up and we'll get you worked into the Discord and we'll just play long distance game of Magic. It'll be fun. I've done this a bunch. You can even use what was that service? There's a couple of different services that we could use. I don't know how that would work with our live streaming capabilities, but there's some, I think it's Plains Table or something like that, but it's the legit Wizards of the Coast service that kind of it gives you as much control over almost more control than Arena gives you in paper Magic, being able to click on a player's card and read its abilities at long distance and things like that. Really, pretty wild stuff. Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing. God, I'll try and remember at some point soon, but yeah, it was a very fun little service, but I've played over the telephone literally before. Me and Zach, during the early days of the pandemic, we were going to try and do it over Discord, just back and forth, but Zach's lighting wasn't very good. Frankly, I don't think mine was very good either. So we spell table. That's the one. Yeah, spell table. So we literally just sat there and told each other what cards we were playing, and then looked up the card so that we had the information back and forth. But now at this point, I'm sure that we'd be able to shoot whatever we've got available, as long as you have I was gonna say a decent tripod, but my tripod's literally a mic stand that I've attached a selfie stick to, so that I have something to work with. So yeah, honestly, tripod can be anything for your phone. Tripod, it's within your grasp. You just might have to get a little creative. Stacks of books, that works too sometimes, although use is a little limited. But yeah, spell table was really fun to use. You can actually I think it hooks up to mobile devices and also laptops. You can even use both. I think that's how I did it last. But yeah, really simple, straightforward, works really well. It's my official endorsement, if or it would be if they were paying me. If you want Wizards, if you want me to make Magic the Gathering content using spell table, you're gonna have to pay for it. Maybe, I don't know, I might just do it. Either way, yeah, that'd be fun. Get a dream-wide Magic the Gathering tourney going. Anyway, I'm going to switch back over, Sam, whenever you're ready. Alright. You enjoyed the stream cat time, because now we're back into the drawing again part. Lie to me, area closest to the foreground here. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's drop in a little shadow underneath this, huh?
Because we sell each other on the positive fates. Still believing in those positive traits, and we all know why. We all know why. We still get high of those positive lines. Still repeating those positive rhymes, and we all know why. We all know why.
Started to drive me absolutely nuts. Alright, I mean the hands are a little who the fuck knows, but that looks pretty good. How would I shape this character if I were starting to give it a little bit of depth? It's so flat. Which I like. But I think just a couple simplifications of some things would be really interesting. See if I can get it done. Like, so, yeah, I'm gonna say light source is like in front of the figure coming down this way. Monster.
That the way they taught you wasn't positive at all. And when you finally find yourself inside of the lie, don't forget to take off the disguise of those positive vibes.
roughing a lot of this in, obviously. I'm gonna come back and shape it up with a little blending tool. Okay. See what I can do to this here. Good news. So literally moments after we finished our recent Iron Hearts recording, I put everything on Do Not Disturb when we're recording stuff, because notifications popping up during the middle of a, I mean, one of these is you know, uncomfortable, it's awkward. I don't like doing that. Not to mention, it's like, you know, it's not your business, damn it. No offense. But during the recordings, it's like, you know, it's a big distraction. You know, you don't want notifications popping up while you're playing D&D. So I always have those off. So I didn't know that while we were playing, my friend who got that piece done for the newlyweds, that they now let me know that they got their piece. So, and they are very happy, and I was overjoyed to hear that they got their piece, and it was all good. I'd never used the service that did the print for me, so I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to work out, but it worked out. It worked out great. Customer is happy and likes the work that I did. So I haven't introduced myself yet, but I intend to very soon, so that maybe I get to do a little bit more work for them. That would be nice, huh? More work is nice. the weirdest collection of songs rolling through my head all day today. This one's the Little Mermaid song. Ariel's Little Mermaid song. You know, there's a lot of songs in that movie. But yeah, the like Part of Your World one, that's the one. Yeah, I like that. Oh geez, I finally got around to watching Clerks 3 last night. If you don't know, I've been a big Kevin Smith fan for, I mean, geez, when did I start? Since forever, since I was a teenager. So, I saw the Jay and Silent Bob movie. The newest one. I gotta tell you, I was a little bit afraid about Clerks 3. You know, I love Kevin stuff, but that was rough. So I wasn't exactly sure what to expect with it. But, God, I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised how good it was. Especially if you are somebody who spent any significant amount of your childhood or early adulthood, or I mean, fuck, any part of your life, making fun, silly little low-budget movies with your friends. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Really gets you right in the feels with that stuff. And yeah, that was most of my like childhood and early adulthood, was making movies with my buds. Most of my my favorite memories are of, well, geez, so Zach and Ronnie and Ryan, a bunch of members of the Iron Hearts. Me and Zach were always making movies back in the day, whether it was a school project that we decided not to write anything for, but instead make a silly little movie. And somehow we always got graded pretty well for. Or maybe had some crazy idea that popped into our heads one day. We just couldn't let be a silly little joke we made. Had to spend several hours of a day or several days of a week making a dumb little joke into a whole fucking movie. And yeah, gotta say, the kind of whoa, here's my ear. Does this look really cool? But yeah, I mean, we spent a ton of time doing that shit. So watching the newest Clerks, it really hit home for me. God, and then like, I think it was either last night or was it? Couldn't have been Sunday. So we stopped playing it. Yeah, it must have been either Saturday or pretty sure it was Saturday that we watched it. And then the next night we played D&D. Kind of interesting timing, all things considered. I really like this. Holy shit! Might be a whole new stylistic like direction I start doing more often. Yeah, this looks great. I'm really excited about this. I think I need to do a little bit more into the chest. Go back to our little shading pen that I was using. Was I using? No, that's right. I was using a very dark version of the color that I'm on. Let's pick that red. Let's go down to 6. I was at 7. That almost works, but let's just be consistent. I always forget that with this one you want to just pull one line and not lift my finger in this case, so that you can just get one solid tone, not have to spend a time doing what I just did. What layer was I on? Oh, damn it. Alright, let's try this again. Fuck me. Wasn't the reference layer. But it's only not the reference layer because I didn't have it up, so. Let's, you know what, let's just start a new one. Because why not? And now I'll get to do this a little bit better anyway. There we go. Just wanted to clean this up first. I'm gonna have to clean it up again. You know what? I'm gonna have to clean it up again. Might as well just make this real rough and then go back in. Okay. Okay. I mean, kind of weird, but I like it. That's so annoying. I gotta get me a new charger. My Venmo should be in chat if you guys want to help me get a new charger. Any support is appreciated. If all you got's a quarter, all I've got is my love for you forever for giving me that quarter. Oh my god, that's driving me nuts. What happened there? What the fuck? What the... Okay. I think it's almost time for me to have a little pee-pee break. I'm gonna figure out why I don't like the little clavicle area in a minute. So, stick tight, and I'll see you in just a few when I figure out all of whatever else I need to figure out for this piece. It's looking so wild, dude. Okay. Thank you so much. See you in a minute. Alright, welcome back, friends. I figured out what I don't like about this, and it's this line, so I'm just gonna erase it. Oops. Okay, that's good. That's better. So, going back to my little shading, or my blending tool. And I'm just gonna blend that edge I just made a little bit better. And then I know I wanted to clean up around where my this layer overlap. Oops. Into the figure. I'm just cleaning that up really quick. Just like contemplating the very like different vibes between this week and last week's stream. I was all over the place last week. I don't know which one is like better. And frankly, it's completely like, I don't know, I want to say it's out of my control. But that's, I feel like a step too far. It's like taking responsibility away for my behavior. But I don't think it's really bad behavior also, so I don't know. I'll leave that up to other people to determine. I'm not,
Lately I've been lonely and it's hard to admit that it's hard to be somebody without throwing a fit.
what am I, some kind of psychiatrist, eh? Oh, I'm not. I'm just your humble little goblin. And sometimes that looks like one thing, and sometimes it looks like another. There is some issues I'm having with the lines. I don't like all of these lines, so I'm gonna get rid of some of them as well. I like some of the squiggly lines, but I don't like all of them. Oh boy. Alright, 1 second, I gotta go get the cat off my cards again. Okay. Come on, little man. Off with the magic cards. This is not your sit. I'm sorry. I know that's terrible for you to hear. He's just a little guy. Yeah. Do I need to put a little highlight in the chest somewhere? Maybe just a bit. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Pump that up a little bit. Blender. Okay. Nope. No thanks. I don't like it. Well, and I think this one's done. Let's just smash these layers together so I don't lose it. Also, that'll hopefully make it so that it's less laggy, because it is doing that a lot, and it's driving me crazy. You know what? I want to work on this background a little bit more before I separate it, or merge it. Just use that. Good, I'm still on the blender brush. Oh, pardon me, sorry. All those little artificial bumps feel weird to me. Like, I know this is digital and there's no way of escaping the look of digital, but for some reason those yeah, it's just the artificial nature of some of these, like, because it's a watercolor brush, so it's like, yeah, just has all of these, like, areas where, I don't know, it's like supposed to be how water drips or something. Oh, I think my program just crashed. Let's wait a second, see if it does anything. Yep, there it goes. I'm just gonna go over to camera. Oh man. Yeah, go to the break screen. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I definitely need to clear off my phone. I have way too much stuff on here right now. And it is making my art app very angry with me.
Take a breath.
look at that. Oh, that little friend. I think that's done. Was there something else? Oh, yeah. I wanted to clear this out. So it's using the pure white of that background. That looks pretty weird. Wonder, I think I need to do it one more layer. I'm just gonna throw more big chunks of, ooh, you know what I might do? Okay. So I'm gonna fill a whole background with kind of this pinky color, almost lavendery. And then I'm gonna use that tool I just picked up that's like a halftone. And I'm going to use the eraser function so that it just dots all of that. And you know what? Let's throw a color in there too. That same way, let's use a darker color. What if we used something from the opposite end of this spectrum? Oh shit. It's through the table though. I don't like that. So let's just undo that. Let's go to our select tool. Now I'll only be able to use that area to draw in. Oops. Undo. Close. That still work? No. Sorry, I still don't know how my select tool works. You know what? It's fine. There we go. That worked. I almost want bigger dots. You know what? We can just do bigger dots. Though. You know what? Let's do it that way. I don't usually do it this way. let's give it a shot. Right, nib is what I'm looking for. I want to scale it up. Yeah, that's it. Where we go? You know what? I think I'm gonna do that again, but decrease the opacity just a hair. Since I guess that's a lot, but we're decreasing the opacity, but that's okay. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. What if we did bigger ones too, though? Why stop there? 1000%. I don't hate it. Alright, let's reset that brush so I don't use it again and mess it up. Forget why it's like that. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do exactly what we did earlier. Just erase where we want it to be, that white color. Just to, well, just a little playful trick on the eye. What shade? Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to be really careful with this one because I merged all the layers already. Just want to get rid of that little shadow I didn't get rid of it earlier. Clean. All along that edge now, it looks like. Yeah, that's unhinged looking. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Like I was saying, this is like a different thing than I usually do digitally. I don't usually make things that are this crazy and messy. But like I was saying at the beginning, you know, all the tools I usually use in digital make everything different. My approach to this kind of stuff and all that. You know what, I'm gonna try something real quick, and I might hate it and erase it immediately, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I kept trying to do this earlier. I mean, that's it. I like that. Kind of funky and weird, but you know what it is now. Like, better than you did before, I feel like. I don't know. I just won't merge that yet. I'll leave that on top in case I don't like it later, but right now I think I'm going to keep it. And here we go. Let's continue. So I already did this face from this angle. I don't think we covered the squigglies. Yeah. There was this weird ghosty one, right? Yeah. see what that. Let's fuck with that for a minute, huh? Alright, so we're gonna do a new layer. I guess I'm not gonna use it yet because I want to clean up some of this area, see if I can't just use this as my line layer instead of having to redo one. Although these are really rough line layers. And, I mean, to be perfectly fair, I liked what happened with the other one. Oh. Wait. I just noticed something else in here. Hmm. Very strange. Okay, let's just trying to figure out, because I've got this little guy is sitting, his head is the mouth of this bigger one. Now the question is, what do I want to emphasize? Do I try and put the head in the mouth? No. No. No, I don't. Very curious. Very curious. Let's see. Oh, right, this is all one line layer, though. Okay, let's go back. Now that we know where things are, let's use that extra... Oops. Almost lost it. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, it's way more aggressive looking at it like this. What I have in the line work is so much more... I don't know, kind looking? Is that what I'm thinking? Innocent, maybe? What? Okay, that was frustrating. There's like some kind of hotkey that I don't know about on my art app that basically will just like Sometimes it'll erase a line as soon as you finish it. Very, very annoying. Yeah. Things are happening. Things are happening. Do you want to get on mic and talk about it? Sam's gonna come in and tell us about the D&D movie.
Hey, how's it going?
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard good things, but yeah. I haven't gone to a movie in years. I'm just not that interested. I have to be honest with you.
Oh, jeez, my phone's going off. Stop that.
Going to the theaters can be pretty stressful.
Yeah, I made an...
So I don't go that often anymore.
Yeah, I made an exception. I keep forgetting to push the push to talk. Hold on while I fix this real quick. I'll take myself off of push to talk.
Cool.
Okay, now you should be able to hear me and I don't have to push down a button.
Alright.
Woo!
Everybody say hello to Sam.
Hi, everybody. So, yeah, if you don't know, we're all big D&D nerds around here at Nerdcrafty. Ironhearts are returning soon. I'm super excited about that, too. But, I got to see the new D&D movie, and based on the previous D&D movies, I had reservations. I did not have high hopes for it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see this. I'm gonna support the actors in it. I'm gonna support the idea of a D&D movie. Let's see how they do, because, like, how much advertising have you seen for it, Weston? Or had you seen for it?
Well, down here there's quite a bit. Like, everywhere I walk around there's billboards, and like I think one of the bus decorations they've got up right now is really cool. I can't remember. I think it was like a bunch of the characters coming out of a dragon's mouth, or like I think it's like a decal put on the side of the bus that makes it look like a dragon is biting down on the bus.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I've seen like a lot of physical advertisement, and I've seen a little bit online, but not that much. But except for word of mouth, which all seems to be pretty positive.
I think that's what they were banking on from this movie. I really think what they did is they catered to the people that actually play the game. Because, like, I feel like someone walking into this without having any background might enjoy the movie, but if you understand the world a little bit already, you will definitely enjoy it. It's got all of the hijinks of like an at-home game, just translated to the big screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised. I really thought they handled it well, except for maybe their advertising, because like going into it, I had no idea what the plot was. I had no idea what the characters were, aside from like, Reggae John Page is going to be playing this like stalwart type of character. Chris Pratt's got lute, so bard, and then Michelle Rodriguez. I think like the advertising I saw for her is like she's all dressed as a barbarian, but like she's really into potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's it's like you when you made your character, the DM was like, okay, and you have to choose a fault, and they're like, okay, fine, no one can bother me while I'm eating my baked potatoes.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, so it's little things like that. Like, you can see how there was a good amount of thought put into the characters themselves. Character development was maybe a little bit lacking, but, they don't know if they're getting another movie at this point, so I can understand them just kind of wanting to write something that's just more for fun, a little bit less involved, a little bit less, you have to use your brain a lot to figure out the movie and know what's going on. It's very, like, classic adventure-y, but with a lot of, like, fun little Easter eggs and little, like, subversions.
Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and my only big complaint about the movie itself is it needed to have more Regé-Jean Page.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. You said the name, I meant to ask.
Oh, he was an actor that was on the first season of Bridgerton. That's kind of like where he got his big break, and like became very famous for saying, "I'm not going to do another season of Bridgerton." Not because he disliked the experience, but just because he thought like the character wasn't necessary anymore to the series, which is true. Like, if we're following the structure of the books, like, you don't ever really hear about the Duke again. They live in their life. It moves on to more of the main family's family members. But he was in that. He had a really successful episode of SNL that I thought was just hilarious. The guy is so funny. Like, he's amazingly funny, and like what's even more amazing about this is he's funny and he's playing the straight man character.
Okay.
It's very much like he doesn't read sarcasm very well. He doesn't like understand similes or metaphors. He takes them all literally. Like
okay, kind of a Drax.
Yeah, kind of like a Drax character, but also this like uber good lawful paladin type.
Okay, cool.
Like, he gets goofy moments in, though, for sure. Like, my favorite part of, like, it's sad that it's, like, the kind of the last we see of the character, but he's, like, doing the hero trope of, like, walking off into the sunset, and it's, like, across this grassy field, and he's, like, walking up towards this rock, and, like, the other characters are kind of, like, behind the camera lens, like, going, oh man, he's just really walking in a super straight line, isn't he? Do you think, oh, here comes a rock, do you think he's gonna go around or over? Around or over? Around or... And Regé-Jean Page, I guess this was improvised, but he just goes right up and over the rock and, like, hops down off the other side and keeps walking. There's a lot of really good moments like that. But yeah, I think they made this for the people who actually know the game a little bit. It very heavily featured monsters that are very recognizable to the D&D communities. Like, have you seen Onward, Weston? It's a Pixar movie? Okay, so...
Yeah, I watched that one.
I was so freaking stoked when that movie came out, and there was a gelatinous cube in it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a gelatinous cube that they use in it, and it's like, they use the monsters the correct way as well. Like, there's displacer beasts, we see a beholder at one point. Like, it's got all the little Easter eggs, all the things that people would recognize from their D&D adventures, assuming they're not doing, like, a completely homebrew version where it's just, whatever. But if there are people that have played within some of the D&D campaigns that have been established by Wizards of the Coast and by TSR, then, like, you'll get it. And I think that's why the word of mouth has been so strong.
Right. Because the real nerds, they're letting people know.
Mm-hmm. Which, honestly, I think is smart for anyone making a movie right now, because, like, it's hard to get people out into the theater at this point. It's gonna take friends saying, oh, no, you have to go and see this movie. It is so... You cannot miss this in theaters. Because that's the only way I get my ass out to the theater at this point.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely... I haven't gone out since the... Geez, even before the pandemic, I hadn't been out to a movie in a long time. That was more... just, like, I don't know, I guess not a lot was coming out at the time. Oh! Oh no!
Uh-oh. You okay there?
Yeah, just my phone came out of the case. My phone's falling apart. Not my phone itself, but like everything else to do with my phone.
Everyone who's watching, get on your Venmo, send money to Weston so he can get some nice equipment.
I surely appreciate the any help that you can offer. As always, you know, don't put yourself in a position where you're struggling, but anything you can help, anything you can spare would be massively appreciated. Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you had fun. I'm always skeptical of stuff like this, especially right now. Like, you know, fan service is basically just the film industry, and I think, you know, it's not good most of the time. Like, how often? Yeah, I don't know. I guess from the creative aspect, it's can be pretty frustrating.
Yeah,
because you know, we all know somebody who's got, you know, a really incredible script that, you know, they have tried looking for a budget for, and of course, if it's not part of established licensed brand, you know, you're gonna have trouble making getting any people interested in that story. So yeah, I don't know. I can't fault the people working on the productions for that though. So, except for Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt can eat my shit. Yeah, I didn't even know he was in the D&D movie. They kept that one real quiet.
Chris
They must have
Pratt?
seen the response to Mario.
No, it's Chris Pine who's in the D&D movie.
Oh, my mistake. I thought you said Chris
The other
Pratt.
Chris.
Yeah, I don't think he belongs to
Chris's.
it. Yeah, I don't think he belongs to an anti-gay megachurch, so I'm not mad at Chris
As
Pine.
far as I know, Chris Pine does not belong to any such organization.
Yeah, and I heard that movie he was in recently that was like its entire press tour was like negative coverage. Don't Worry Baby, I think that was it.
Oh, I didn't...
So like...
That was not even on my radar.
The Stepford Wives kind of vibe movie that they made recently. Yeah,
Who was that being pitched to? Like, what audience they think are gonna go and watch another Stepford Wives sort of thing where there's been too much feminism already. We can't go back.
No, I think that was that was the design on it. I can't remember. I think Olivia Wilde wrote the script or something like that. But one of the main actors was Don't Worry, Darling. That was it. But yeah, it was. I heard it you know, because like its entire press tour was really like focused on the drama, like behind the scenes drama stuff. There was that moment, I think it was at some award show, where everyone thought that Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine's crotch, and that didn't actually happen.
What
But
happens?
yeah,
What happens on a movie set is not supposed to be known to the general public.
well,
Now, I understand if
it is now.
something horrible happens, but like the on-set rumor stuff, it shouldn't even make it that far.
Yeah, well, this was pretty loud, and I was like partly due to some of the stuff that like the stars of the film even I think came out and said. I can't remember all the drama at this point. It really doesn't matter, and I thought it was going to tank and it kind of did, I guess, because of all of that being its press.
Ugh. Just Hollywood, stop.
Right?
Hollywood, stop.
But it was like, I guess the people I know who saw it, the opinions varied person to person, but my roommate, whose opinion I have nothing but respect for, he came back and was like, no, that was actually really good. I hate that it's getting so much negative press. Because, he thought it was a really smart take on that kind of story. I think it was Chris Pine kind of plays like this charismatic Jordan Peterson type character. And it's all like, very critical of like pickup artist culture and patriarchal kind of modes of structure, societal like conditioning and things like that. So I'm actually really interested to see this movie. I just haven't got around to it yet. But yeah, all this to say that Chris Pine. You're talking about Chris Pine in the new D&D movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think he did an excellent job, especially since like the type of character he played. Bards are support characters. They're not supposed to be in the spotlight doing all of the action stuff and like kicking all the ass. That's not really what a bard does. So
right.
It was nice to see him kind of like relegated to this sort of like support character, kind of more on the side, and like it was almost like he had a bit of like a narrator sort of role.
Okay. Kind of like the bard in The Witcher.
I haven't seen The Witcher.
No, I haven't. I watched the first couple episodes and didn't really like it, so I stopped watching. But yeah, that was like the character everybody kind of latched onto once the show was out, was the toss a coin to your Witcher guy.
I remember hearing the song. Yeah, I remember hearing the song, but it was always out of context. I didn't watch the show. There were so many fantasy shows going on at that point. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm running a game. Oh. This is all fantasy overload. I don't want to get over-influenced.
What's that? Yeah. No, you're good. What's that? Okay. Thanks, man. So evidently we got a bunch of free country crock. Scott just let me know. I mean, it's not a long story, but
it's an interesting one.
I don't know. I haven't had country crock since like 1999 or something like that, around there. It was definitely something that my mom used to really like.
It's one of the better substitute butters.
Yeah. Oh, does it not have any dairy in it?
I think it's got some, but like not as much as actual butter.
Okay.
I don't know if it does.
Cat's tummy is allergic to the dairy stuff, so if it doesn't have any in it, that'll be really cool.
Do you buy like lactate milk and stuff like that?
They usually do almond or oat.
Ah, okay. I started doing lactate because I kind of missed the way that regular milk both tasted and felt, because it's got like a very specific mouthfeel. And lactate does not mess with my tummy the way that other dairy does.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do without butter. I'm a butter fanatic. And I'm pretty sure my tummy is not in love with the fact that I eat a lot of, or consume a lot of dairy, but
well, who's in charge? You or your body?
You know, I'll never really know the answer to that question until after I'm gone. Maybe not even then. I don't know. But I don't know. Oh, that's fine. I thought I burnt my screen.
I thought it was something with the drawing. I'm like, oh no, what did he do? Did you draw on the reference?
No, I'm good. You know what? Let's yeah. I've been slacking. I'm gonna start putting stuff in here.
Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to give my endorsement as like an actual D&D player and game runner that D&D movie is actually good. It's okay. It's not a perfect D&D movie. I feel like that'd be really hard to achieve, but it's good for her. It's better than what I expected.
I've heard nothing but good stuff about it so far, so your endorsement just doubles down on that. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking it out soon. Probably wait for it to hit streaming.
That's fair. Going to the movie theater is expensive.
Yeah, dude. Can't do it, Captain. And like I was saying earlier, there's so much, media to consume. It's like we're already paying, most of us, like, not insignificant amount of money to streaming services every month. It's really interesting, media consumption. I mean, half the time I watch stuff just so that I have, like I know people are watching it, and I want to be, like, in the loop, but, like, been a minute. I mean, it's not like there's not anything that I'm interested in, but yeah, I'm just, I guess less enthusiastic about a lot of media consumption than I used to be, because it's everywhere. It's exhausting in a way.
I think as, like, people who produce art, we've also gotten kind of picky about the art that we consume.
Well, I've always been picky, to the point where, I wouldn't, in the past, keep up with things that people were enjoying and watching. But, yeah, it's like, I think at a certain point I just felt bad, like, because people would start telling me about stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, I haven't seen it, and then they would, like, kind of like, oh, I really like this and that, and I'd just be like, cool, I haven't seen it. Like, I think, what the big turning point for this was Game of Thrones, because I had no interest in Game of Thrones. Stylistically, it's not the kind of, like, fantasy that I really enjoy, or thought I would enjoy, but everyone was like, you love fantasy, how are you not watching this show, blah, blah, blah.
Fantasy is a lot of different things.
Right. Yeah, I think it was on for like 3 or 4 seasons before I finally was just like, at, gatherings, parties or whatever, and people would just start talking about these characters and these situations, and what did you think of this, and what did you think of that, and I just felt like, man, I got nothing to contribute to this shit. I could be like, derail the conversation and talk about how this is like this, or, oh, I think that's interesting that you brought that up, because that's like, are they trying to say this about the show? But a lot of the time it's just shooting in the dark. You have no idea, like, if you're going to be, like, if it's going to, derail the conversation, and, like, I don't want to come off as someone who's, like, trying to yuck people's yums here, For a long time, that's like, was a big part of my personality, just like shitting on absolutely everything. And at a certain point, it was just like, well, this is like hurting people's feelings and stuff. And I think that's kind of like not cool, like in its own right. Like, I don't think getting your personal feelings hurt for me not liking fucking this band or this show or this movie that you really enjoy. But in a lot of cases with like people that I'm really close to, it just was like, well, I care about these people, I care about their opinions, why not just like give whatever they're talking about a try, and then if I don't like it, I at least have an informed opinion on why I don't like it, can actually form some kind of, my own perspective, and that could be a part of the conversation instead of me just being like quiet in a corner, just nodding my head so I don't upset anybody or just say nothing.
Yeah, and my issue with the whole thing is people got so into, like, you talked about Game of Thrones, people got so into Game of Thrones, they wrapped their identities up in that show. So when people had, the hot takes, people got hurt and offended, and, like, I'm sorry, but that is a TV show. Why are you putting so much emotion into a TV show? This is meant for entertainment.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure multiple people I know, I think my sister almost named my niece, what's the dragon lady?
Oh, Daenerys?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my niece was almost named Daenerys.
I bet she's glad she didn't do that.
Yeah. I'm glad that didn't happen, that's for sure.
Yeah, don't name your kids after TV shows. Name your pets after TV shows, not your kids.
Leave them out of it.
I say that knowing full well that both my brother and myself got our names from TV shows.
I mean, but at the same time, it's not like Daenerys dragon fascist.
Yeah. It's
like,
Samantha, the lady from Bewitched, who wiggled her nose and magic happened.
Yeah, my brother's Hayden, and my parents were watching Coach at the time. And if you remember correctly, Craig T. Nelson played a character, Coach Hayden, yada yada, or whatever. The funny part is, though, me and my brother were also named after historical figures and not TV shows. And frankly, they're the more embarrassing of the two. Because my middle name is Lee, and his middle name is Grant. Can you guess what historical moment my parents named us for?
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh my.
How fortunate am I to be named after Confederate General Robert E. Lee? Boy, how my parents really nailed my personality.
Your parents loved you.
Oh my god. If only.
Oh, the choices that were made.
Yeah. To try and justify this, my mom would always say, it wasn't necessarily that. Your dad made that comment after you guys were named, but I just liked the way Weston Lee sounded. It was like a cowboy name, Weston Lee. She used to do that exact same bit over and over again anytime anybody asked. But yeah, with those two, I'll never know the truth because he's dead and she is embarrassed.
Oh no.
So yeah, that's revealing. Oh.
What just happened?
It glitched super hard. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that real quick before
it's
it goes away.
It's kinda cool.
It's very cool. Let's see if I can... Oh no. Oh no.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna hop off mic. I'll let you figure this out.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. What the fuck just happened? Whoa, okay, that was really, really weird. Let's let's try that again. Let's see if it does it in a different way this time.
Tell you how I feel about you, 'cause it scares me. The kind of love that's not enough, that doesn't prepare me. And no, I won't say I'm sorry, 'cause I'm not. In fact, I'm happy. I'm just caught in all these feelings, licking wounds, unfinished healing. Is this my heart beneath my lungs? Bleeding lips and picking thumbs. I refuse to say it's dumb to try failing just for fun. But I don't tell you how I feel about you, 'cause I don't want to jinx any chance I got. Wandering
Hey! Didn't screw up this time. Huzzah.
Passing thoughts, and you could say something, but I'm happy to wait. Nothing but stars and gods and us control our fate.
I love that. It does have that kind of like comic strip vibe. You know, oh man, I think I did I did a live a while ago where I drew characters from my very first comic strip that I ever tried to do, and I was in like 6th or 7th grade for a school newspaper. Sassy Pants and Tongue Man. Very simple characters. I don't know where my inspiration for that came from, but comics, the comic section of the newspaper was like one of my favorite parts growing up. I loved comics, and so I would always read the funny papers. You know what? I don't like that blue or that gray. That's good. A little lighter than that. Yeah. Yeah, it was my favorite part, so I always used to read them, and I think I just got some of that creative inspiration from like what I was reading at the time, like Zits and Pearls Before Swine, and what other comics was I a big fan of then? Oh, Fuzzy, something fuzzy. Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like, the story was all about this artist that lived with his cat and dog that he gave like voice to. They were just, the cat was a little evil little goblin. The dog was dumb and sweet. Typical setup, but they made some pretty good use of the format. Yeah, I think that's where that idea came from, and then I just started. I mean, it wasn't something like I was drawing all the time then. It was just like I got into the newspaper club. I had some friends in there, and that's just what I started doing for the school paper. But I don't think I ever actually put out any. I think I was just continually drawing it all the way through that year. Oh no! Oh, where'd that come from? Past. It's okay, I can blend that, I think, clean. Oh! Alright, you know what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna grab that color over, and then blend it in case you can see it in the later. That looks pretty weird. Okay. Let me give this a fucking weird-ass background, too. What am I gonna do for this background? I almost feel like this... It's like a cave mouth or something. Oh, it's a mouth and a mouth and a mouth and a mouth and a mouth. Let's start with the, no, I can't fill because I didn't, I could just do that now. Let's go into this eye here. Let's just snag that color. Let's fill that in here and here. Nope. Solid fill, please. Let's, here we go. There we go, I think that's good. Okay. Alright. Moving right along through the program today. Barely even noticed it was 6:30. Thank you, Sam. Alright, so let's start out. Yeah, we were gonna do a radio fill. Am I on the right layer? Yes. I think I triple checked this time. Oh no. It's gonna crash. Thanks, Sam. Oh! Maybe it didn't freeze. I just can't move this. That's so weird. Why can't I move you? There we go. Change this color. Kind of dark red. Darker. Let's change this to a bit. Oh, those are ugly colors. Oh, right, okay. That's what I want to do. So. Edit. Yeah. That's great. That's just about perfect. Yeah. Okay. Now let's futz with it. I don't want to use another halftone, but I want to give it some texture. Let's try out some of these texture brushes. You know what, let's try this shape one. I like this one a lot, but I don't use it very often. Oh, okay. What we're gonna do. I wish I could make it... Whoa, maybe I can. Randomness. Nib. Roundness, spacing. Scale with tilt. Rotate to stroke. That might work, okay. Let's go back to basics, reduce the opacity down. Yeah, I'm just trying to make, no, I don't like that. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make it so that the brush size changes wildly stroke to stroke. Almost like the randomized color setting that I use a lot. But I don't think that's gonna work exactly. Oh, I never changed the opacity. No, that's not what I want at all. Try another thing. Like that. It's not right yet. Just using this circle tool to kind of like break up all the hard directional shapes of that. Blend into some of this background color, because I'm pretty sure... No, it's on a different layer. Okay, I'm not as dumb as I thought I was. Well, actually just still blend like that into the background, but... No. With that layer separated so I can always take stuff out I'm not happy with. Yeah, I guess I'm planning on using the square texture, or the square shape tool. Kind of add to some of this in a minute. Not quite ready for that yet, so just stay tuned. Just trying to use a lot of little circles. Just trying to give it some shape, some feeling. I want it to kind of look like some rocks. Like I was saying, I almost see this like kind of cave mouth this thing lives in. We're gonna get like a cave mouth, like it looks photorealistic rocks and stuff like that, but I think we'll get something interesting out of this. Yeah, I like that. Let's try the square tool now. It'll give us some of that hard edge that kind of give us a little bit more of that rock feeling. But just the feeling. Doesn't have to look photoreal. I've done plenty of rocks in that style before. This is something different. I think my partner's listening to like a, I can hear something coming from the other room, like some kind of music. It sounds like the Wii menu music. That looks pretty rad. And even if it doesn't look like a cave mouth, it looks pretty cool. You know what, let's see something. Let's go back to that brush I was just using. That was the rough charcoal. You know what, let's switch it up actually. It's like a brush. Let's try the Conti. Let's go real small with it. Let's go a little darker with these colors. And let's just go do the exact same thing we were just doing. You know what? Let's do it on an underneath layer. Yeah, you can tell it'll still show up because that other layer got so faint. But, let's pump up this size a little bit because even at small size, it's still kind of like too small. Let's trim the opacity a bit because that's a little bit too loud. A bit more. Yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. Just gonna give us a little bit of extra depth. Play with the eye a bit more. Something more to look at, imagine, feel, whatever you want to call it. I don't think I've ever used this tool with the square tool, this brush with the square tool. having a really interesting, like, shape. Reminds me of, like, Mario backgrounds. Alright. I'm calling that done too. I'm gonna switch over to camera. Oh, you know what, before I do that, let me just, see, let's get this as big as, oops, big as we can. And I'll switch back to that other one. Kind of look at what we did today. Oh, right, I never even made that visible again. What does that look like now? I don't hate it. That's kind of cool. Okay, either way. Oh, come on, don't crash on me now. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna switch over to camera. If my phone isn't... Yeah. I'm gonna switch over to camera. Alright, so we didn't get to look at all of the stuff we did today, but we looked at the one that I just did, and we looked at it in a different way also. But that was fun. I definitely had a nice, quiet drawing time. We talked about some stuff. We talked about movies. We talked about Iron Hearts a couple of different times. Especially where it relates to the D&D movie, which I guess, yeah, I'm just excited to be playing in Iron Hearts. I'm excited to be playing Iron Hearts generally, but I'm excited to be back in Christ. Christ is actually... I'll give you a little background, was my first character I ever played in the Iron Hearts, years and years ago. It was still just Zach and Matt and Sean and Shane. Before me or Ryan or Ronnie joined. I was the first new one to come in, and they had already established like the play group. So Zach hit me up, and was just like, hey, so we're running this D&D game, I'm having a lot of fun doing it, maybe you want in, we're just doing a Christmas session, a one-shot, you might not play after that, but, you know, let's give it a shot. So I was like, yeah, I haven't played D&D with you in forever, I'd love to, man. Zach's always been, like, a really great DM, and I love playing with him, and also one of my best friends, and somebody that, like I mentioned earlier, you know, we've been in a ton of creative projects together, usually storytelling. So, you know, it was a Christmas session, so I thought it would be funny, you know, I create a barbarian Santa Claus. I basically just wanted to create Santa Claus, but like shredded and like a pro wrestler. Like, that was the concept that I kind of first came up with. I just thought it would be kind of funny, especially in a Christmas setting. And Zach was like, yeah, that's exactly the kind of shit I expect from you, Weston. So we started out and we just had this, we had our first session and it was in the snow. We were hiking up a mountain. We found a witch's cabin and I thought we could trust her. It turns out we couldn't. We ended up in like this Ice King's fortress And the game kind of ended on a cliffhanger. I was like, well, what's going to happen next? We can't just finish it there. And Zach was like, all right, well, I guess you're coming back next session. A couple months later, because it was definitely much more spread out back then. A couple months later, Zach hits me up. We got our next session. Why don't you join us? I jumped in. I think in a couple more sessions, we beat that Ice King's dungeon. We crushed a bunch of enemies, had a lot of fun doing it. Developed a dynamic amongst the characters that still lasts to this day. Me and Chris and Ragglerock were both part of that game. Ragglerock was still a Dragonborn, but yeah, it was a good. We realized it was an interesting dynamic because Chris, is me, and I thought of Santa Claus a certain way. Santa Claus isn't the holiday Christmas. Santa Claus is a symbol. It's all kinds of different things, and ultimately, it's about the spirit of the character is about giving back to your community, especially those in need, the neediest in our society, and in Santa Claus's case, children. But going back further in tradition, it wasn't limited just to children. Obviously, there's tons of cultural baggage behind the holiday, but it's also me. So I'm playing it like I play it, like my little anarchist goblin brain does, and Matt's character is unscrupulous and conniving and manipulative and, brushing up against the evil end of the of the spectrum, the character alignment spectrum, but always just, So it was a fun dynamic that we established back then, and we had a buffer between my character and Matt's by Sean and Shane's characters, who were altruistic, as like in a similar way that my character was, but in their own unique telling of that version of the story. And so, with everything that's changed, not just in the game, but in our lives over the last few years, not to mention all of the ways that friendships and relationships change over that period of time, it's been really interesting to see those characters and us as people all kind of develop in our own ways, and not to mention the dynamics between us all. So yeah, like I was mentioning, what happened in that session is something that if I told you, you wouldn't believe me, and it wouldn't be half as interesting as if you watched it yourself. So keep your eyes up. In the next week or so, we'll have that episode ready for you, premiering on Twitch and then coming out on YouTube. So yeah, I definitely want to implore you to watch it. It's interesting watching three people play improv together effectively. It was actually a really great game. Giving Matt the chance to really step into the character and breathe, because we had a 6-person party for so long. A lot of the time, especially with Matt having kids and stuff like that, could get distracted from the game, but be filled in by context clues and things like that. So with just us two, it kind of got Matt more on point, and also got me to kind of help progress things when necessary. Fill Matt in when I thought he might have missed something. Yeah, it was a really interesting game, and I can't wait to play more. We might have, I think I could say it. I have Captain Julian, our good buddy Ryan, coming back. We're trying to work a schedule out so he can be there, because, I really appreciate everyone in the game, and having more players, more friends available to hang out. It brings my heart joy. So we'll see. We'll try and get Ryan in there, and hopefully we'll have that episode out to you soon. Other than that, we've got our stream this Saturday that we might have Wilder back. I just realized I haven't hit them up since Sunday, but it's only been a couple days, or Saturday, so it's only been a couple days, so it should be probably still happening. but I know they have Gender Trash Sad Trash coming up, so I'm not gonna say 100% sure that they're gonna be there. They might be busy, and I totally get it. But other than that, yeah, I just want to thank you for coming. It means a lot. These things. I was talking the other day with a friend, and I was just saying, I stream now, and it's been a while. I've been doing this for almost a year now, and yeah, I was surprised how much I'm enjoying it. Even when I just feel like I'm monologuing at myself sometimes, it still feels like something I'm enjoying. I'm having fun doing it. You know what I mean? I kind of am surprised by that, although maybe I shouldn't be. I do like to be entertaining. I do like being the center of attention. I like attention a lot. Anyway, that's for my therapist tonight to talk about. But I want to thank you for being here, for your support, and just being a captive audience to the art that comes together, and definitely go check out all of the, I want to thank all of the bands who are providing their music for the stream. These are all really great people. Please go get their music on Bandcamp, or at least give it a listen. Follow their social medias. They're bands, so their social medias are fairly easy to find. And yeah, show them support as well. Every I don't know if you've ever been in a band, but it is a labor of love and nothing but. You very rarely. I mean, music is one of the hardest industries to make it work in, because gigs don't pay anything. Sales of your music don't pay anything. The only thing that really makes any money is merch, and honestly it costs so much to make the merch that it's almost prohibitable, unless you have a big nest egg that you're sitting on and able to dump into stuff like that. It's rough out there for musicians, so please go support all of your local musicians, even if they're not my buddies from Northern California. Whatever scene, whatever is around you and your location, go support them. They deserve it. They work their fucking asses off for this shit, and it is one of the best things I've ever done with my life, is being in a band. Teaches you a lot, especially humility. But yeah, I just want to, again, say thank you to everyone for coming. I wouldn't be doing this if no one was here, to be frank. And we're glad to be building up a small audience of wonderful and loyal listeners and watchers, sometimes chatters. And we really appreciate you for being here for us, so thank you. Other than that, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Good journeys.